So that might need to be muted, right?
Yeah. Yep. And we got 25 seconds.
I don't wanna wait my whole life. I'm in It's my birthday, and my father said I can have anything I want. Good for you and your father. So guess what I want? A new bread. No, you were fine. So tiny. My father said, all the world, not for $1 billion in your trade. You are the one and all. That's getting about to. Feel very good. Stop whining. Hey, come back. Get off.
Good days.
And welcome once again. Hey, Casey.
Hey,
How's it going tonight?
just walking through the door. How you doing?
The door closed just as I asked you how you were doing. Perfect timing.
Right.
Perfect timing. We are the Other People Show on the first show of this new year, January 2nd, 2026. And if you look on the itinerary, I put 2025. I put the wrong date on there, yes.
See, you already screwed it up.
Already.
The year has already been screwed up, folks.
Already.
Didn't take long. I wonder how many checks were written.
Quite a few. I heard a lot, several people today mentioned that they wrote checks.
Did you notice anything different about me today?
Yes, you seem to have a new set of
Fins, I guess you'd say.
what are those?
They're like dinosaur headphones. And
Yes.
since I got such a small acorn head,
Yeah.
I found it in the kids section and they were cheap, so I bought them.
Did you really find them in the kids
I
section?
did.
How much were those?
$4.99.
Wow. Nice.
And we've
Very
been
nice.
needing one because the speaker in the other ear of our
Only it
studio-
sometimes
Yeah.
works.
And it gives you like, what was that episode of Seinfeld when the dad got, what's it called when you lose balance all the time?
I don't know.
It's in your ears where you're always.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you're.
Yeah, it's that kind of problem.
Okay. Yeah, so you're listening to the Other People Show. You can go to the social media pages: Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. The Other People Show. And the good thing about this show, this is a show that people can listen to if they love us or if they loathe us.
That's the best part about radio all
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Is that you got your lovers and you got your haters. Right?
Yes. And
That's my fair share.
I love them both. I don't hate anyone.
I'm a pacifist nowadays. I can't say that about me always.
Yeah.
But I've become like I rely on the man upstairs more than I rely on myself. And I think for the first time in my life, because of me doing so, I'm slowly but surely getting on top of some things. and I've become a little bit better of a person along the way.
Really? And was this like a conscious decision that you made, or did it kind
I
of
think
like
it just came with maturity and age, even
Right.
though I think I matured a heck of a lot slower than most people around me.
Well, we are in radio.
We are.
So, I think most radio personalities anyway would have maybe a little, not even saying immaturity in a non-productive way, but being immature as an adult in ways that you shouldn't be, which is what I've done.
Yeah,
You
you
know.
have to grow up sometimes.
Yeah, and take accountability. So, yeah, it's the first show of the new year. Thanks everyone for tuning in on 92.5 WLSD, The Vault, and 1220 AM. We're very happy to be here.
We are. We look forward to this day every week.
Yes,
Don't we?
and yes, we do. Now, how did your New Year's go? We did kind of
We
a
did.
pre-New Year's show.
Did a sort of spur of the moment show that I think was my first experience doing it via Zoom or whatever platform we were using, and had a few faux pas, we'll say.
Yeah.
One, me being not charging my phone.
Oh well, I think that
Critical
makes.
part of the problem.
Well, I think that also makes the audience never think that they're on solid footing because they don't know what's going to happen on the show.
Right.
The camera could, like one time before, many years ago, one of my good friends and co-host Jake, we were doing a kind of a Zoom show, kind of the StreamYard show, and I had went off to a psychiatric facility, Deep Meadows, for a little while, and I had a little bit of a breakdown on the show. I left the show abruptly, and then my friend Pippin, which is like a 4 foot tall puppet, took over my space.
Right. I remember you talking about it.
Okay, yeah, Pippin now he's sitting in the studio. Next time I do the show there, I'll try to introduce you guys. But Pippin took over, and I did get jealous of that. And you were talking
There's a
about.
Hill episode like that.
Is there?
Yeah. When Bobby gets a Chip off the old block, what's his name? His name's Chip, and
Okay.
Hank Hill liked Chip more than Bobby Hill.
So a couple of the shows that you had mentioned that you can tell you're in a good mood. King of the Hill,
Mhm.
South Park,
Mhm.
Family Guy,
Mhm.
Seinfeld.
Always.
Okay.
That's my go-to.
Now I almost watched the Seinfeld episode last night.
Which one?
I was almost going to watch the one where I think it's the one George gets a piece of pulp in his eye.
Oh yeah, when the grapefruit.
The grapefruit.
That grapefruit group would move, baby.
Yes. And that's also the episode I think where Kramer promises that that baseball player Ryan O'Neal.
Oh, well, hit 2 home runs in one game.
Yes.
Yeah.
For that.
For the little boy in the hospital.
Yeah. But I didn't watch that one. I didn't.
That's a great one.
Yeah. Like it was like season 5. I knew it was season 5, but I don't know. Like George's boss keeps thinking he's like winking at them for I forget the reasons. Like something to do with work.
Right.
Because he.
Yeah. Well, there was theft going on during the baseball season.
Yes.
People were stealing from the locker room. So the boss was going around asking all the New York Yankee employees.
That's
if
what
they
it
know
was.
anything about the stolen equipment.
Yes.
He had just had that piece of pulp put in his eye, and he couldn't stop winking, so it made him look like he was lying.
Yeah, that's a good one. Who's your favorite character on that show? Would you say?
I mean, you gotta love Jerry, but I would say Kramer, of course.
Okay, you'd say Kramer.
I like Newman, honestly.
Okay,
the postman.
I think I don't know. I like George.
Do you?
I like Art Vandelay.
And what's his other ones? He's got Art Vandelay, Dr. Van Nostrand. Or no, that's
Kramer.
Yeah, and Kramer also plays H.E. Pennypacker.
Yes,
that guy. That's one of my favorite characters.
There's so many good episodes on that.
Frank Costanza made that show.
He's great.
Jerry Stiller.
Yeah. He was really great. He was in 2 shows. He was on that show,
and then
Everybody Loves Raymond. I think.
No, Everybody Loves Raymond? It was King of Queens.
Oh yeah, he was the father in that too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the father of the female that played in that show. I'm not sure.
What is her name? Leah Remini or something.
Yeah,
Was that her
yes,
name?
yes.
Okay.
He played at Saved by the Bell actually too.
Yes.
You know that?
Yeah, like the
When they were
Malibu
at
Sands
they were at
episodes.
the beaches.
Now that's one of the only show I've only seen a few shows all the way through. Saved by the Bell being I've seen that one. But you've seen quite a few shows all the
I
way through.
have, yeah.
No, have you been watching? Are there new episodes of the show you're talking about where they were trying to find the buried treasure? And they only found like they had like 15
yeah,
seasons.
they still have that garbage on.
Is it still like new episodes?
Oh yeah, and I don't understand what they're doing. I could find more treasures digging in the culvert in my front yard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you have any I don't know, I don't even like to use the word resolutions, but do you have any new ventures or new well you do have a new venture that you're
Yeah, I'd
get
like to
into.
start that show. I'd like to start that show that we were talking about.
I think we need to start that this month.
Yeah, I think so too. We've been going behind, off air and trying to come up with a good repertoire that will work well with that show and that programming, and so a little bit more work. And I think
And you've got a title for it.
tentatively it's 600 Days in the Hole, right?
Okay.
Isn't
Yeah.
Wasn't that what we're going with?
Yeah. And you're gonna kind of chronicle.
Well, chronicle torture. There's no if ands or buts about it. I mean, anybody that's put into isolation for any amount of time, and this is a great song, so that's why I came up with the name 600 Days in the Hole.
This is gonna be the theme song.
And it's basically going to be a show about endurance, pulling through when you don't think you should be able to.
Right.
Stories of people overcoming situations, and stories of people that were the underdogs, that were the forgottens of the life of the world, and somehow pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, leaned on the man upstairs, and got through a creek full of crap without a paddle.
Now, were you able to have bootstraps in there?
No. There was no bootstrap.
Okay, I do. That was a great. That was a great.
I think your question from I thought
But because you have slippers, does everyone in there have slippers?
they get Crocs now.
Do
Only
they?
Crocs?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Crocs.
Now again, this is a show that is not something to be proud of.
No.
When you've been under arrest for something, of course. But it turns out that there was a little bit more to my situation, and working in law enforcement, I see the ins and outs, and I'm glad to say that most of my friends on Facebook are still law enforcement.
Right.
I'm still back in the blue, but I also know that
you know what goes behind.
I know that there
goes
is
on behind closed
bad
doors.
part of law enforcement, and unfortunately, some good officers out there, some damn good officers. But there's also some not so good officers out there.
Right.
And I got caught up with some of the not so good ones.
Right.
Boy, did I pay a penalty.
Right.
But I'm here to talk about it now, and there's actually some funny stories in there.
I'm excited to hear this. I'm excited
It's not
to.
just going to be about me. It's going to be about people that have persevered through some serious crap. In fact, my first guest is a man that his daughter was taken out of her home, bound by the wrist and ankles at 22 years old,
Wow.
abducted, raped, and then murdered. And
wow.
He still is somehow, him and his family are still somehow to put on their clothes in the morning and go about their work. And that man still works in law enforcement. That's my former sergeant.
Okay.
It was his daughter that was murdered. And
Wow.
he's willing to come on as a guest.
Okay.
To talk about what it takes to persevere through the crap of life. And I think it's something good because we've all had our own,
battles to fight. Yeah.
And that's something that my mom instilled in me so passionately growing up was you don't know what somebody's going through.
No.
When you walk past them on the street.
You really don't. I mean, even when you see them
You don't.
face to face, talk to them.
Somebody that I walk into today doesn't know that I did 600 days in complete isolation, 3 brick walls, a solid metal door, and a food flap.
Right.
3 times a day. No TV, no one radio station that came on at midnight that saved my life, and it was called Coast to Coast.
Now, was there anything else on that particular station?
No.
Really, just coast to coast?
And I think once in a while, the Tampa Bay Rays had a spring training facility down there.
Okay.
So you could catch a major league game once in a while, which, I've never learned how to listen to a baseball game on the radio growing up. And then I learned how real quick in that cell.
Yeah.
And it can be quite entertaining.
Yeah. Now, I used to listen sometimes when driving a lot. I would tune into certain sports and listen to. Just when because I always like to listen to talk radio primarily.
Right.
But if nothing good was on that I wanted to listen to on XM at the time,
Right.
I would tune in to whatever games. Um, there's a couple of new things that I do want to do in this new year, and one of those things is I'm starting back uh, racquetball, playing
Are you
racquetball.
serious?
Yeah, yeah. I got a gym membership to UVA-Y, so I'll
Okay.
have access to the gym, the racquetball facility, and the pool.
Remember the racquetball scene in Big?
Yes. Yeah. Have you played racquetball before?
I have not.
It's
I have not. It's too fast paced for me.
it's I looked it up the other day about 2 weeks back, and the pickleball. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, I've heard of pickleball.
Pickleball has overtaken the popularity of racquetball.
Really, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Target, Walmart, any of these sporting goods stores, they do not have any racquetball equipment. You have to order it off Amazon.
Really?
That's all been replaced with pickleball. No, maybe like Johnson City or Kingsport, maybe in the athletic
That
stores
used to be
there.
popular.
Very popular.
That's like saying golf going out of style. I never see that happening.
Yeah, so racquetball is
Golf.
and one thing I do like about racquetball is you can actually play it by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't find anyone else to play.
It looks challenging and fast paced. And
I took a racquetball class one time in college, and ever since then I've really enjoyed it, and it works out every single muscle. So I know after I start, after probably a day or two, I'll be as sore as can be.
right.
Which I like that kind of soreness. Do you like that kind of
Yeah,
soreness?
it's a good sore because you feel like your muscles that are on fire that you haven't really felt in a long time,
Yeah.
and you realize that you're working certain parts of your body out.
And that you've like it to me that gets really addicting.
Mhm.
And it can,
There's called a runner's high for a reason.
now I hate to run, but I do run. I don't like to, but I like the way it makes me feel.
Before my gunshot wound, I used to
Afterwards.
love to just go on a jog.
Yeah,
But again, in the academy and in boot camp as well, all you do is run.
right.
So it becomes second nature to you.
Why I trained back in probably 2010, well, probably 2009 to 2010 for about a year, and then I ran in the Marine Corps Marathon,
Right.
which was 27.2, and that was very difficult.
Sounds like there's an echo. Is there an echo?
Echo, echo,
Am I hearing things again, Adam?
echo. Better?
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
But yeah, I guess there was a little bit of an echo.
It sounds better now.
But yeah, that Marine Corps marathon, like it got to the point where I hated to run, but I did not want to disappoint myself
Yeah.
in running.
And what a great organization to run for is the Marine Corps. My brother, I'm proud to say, is a Marine Corps veteran, 20 years.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A Marine aviator.
That made me think of one of my friends, one of my good friends, her father passed away today.
Oh,
And I do believe that he was in the army. He's retired. I'm not sure what he was, sergeant, or I'm not sure what it was exactly, but I know he was over in like Desert Storm and things like that. He's been retired for a minute. So and Talitha and her sisters used to do the old Midnight Mutant show with me
Okay.
sometimes. They would call in, even if they weren't able to, be here in studio, or it was in Whitesburg. So I just wanted to, give a shout out to their family. I know it's going to be a tough time. He was 79 years old.
Mm.
And the last time that I had seen him, I would actually see him and his wife out in public pretty often. They would always, be at Walmart. I would see them Food City, it could be in Marshalls and just different places, UGO. But I was up in DC. That's where Talitha and Michael lived at the time. And I was driving back down, and for some reason, Talitha's mom and sister were staying, and her dad wanted to come back, and he was like, "Hey, can I ride with you?" So we made the ride down, and he told me some amazing stories, like driving. And we had went to London, like me and their family. We went to London like in probably the year 2000,
Hmm.
December 2000, and so they were always really good to me. So I hate that.
Our hearts and thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
To their family.
Yeah.
One thing that whenever you hear someone passing over to the other side, you have to ask yourself, wonder what they're actually experiencing right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's not just story over. When we close our eyes and stop breathing, there's something else.
A whole new
Yeah,
something.
glory.
Yes.
And what he must be imagining and experiencing right now as we talk. And so that has to bring some consolation to the family, that they know that the suffering's over, and the journey truly begins.
Yeah. So do you have and this may be a little morbid, but
Mhm.
I do want to, and I thought about this earlier this week. I do want to pre-record my eulogy. I'm going to talk at my own
Mm.
funeral because I think that would probably be. I mean, others could if they want.
I thought about my funeral. Funeral mass for Catholics is a little different, but it's basically still a funeral, just a little more standing and sitting. But instead of a eulogy being given at my services, I want the speech that Robert F. Kennedy gave, called "The Mindless Menace of Violence," to be played instead of a eulogy.
I remember you saying that. Now, what makes you choose that particular one?
Because it was a month before Senator Kennedy was killed himself, and he was talking about the devastation of violence in America, and what unjust and how truly unjust life can be. And basically the sad parts of life that we need to embrace, we need to acknowledge. Okay, but now what do we do about it?
Right.
We turn off the funeral hymn, and we march on to fight for the forgotten. You know what I mean? Lift up the forgotten. You don't want a life of idleness.
No.
Who wants a life of idleness? So on your way out, instead of a eulogy, I think that's a little bit self-serving, honestly. I don't want somebody up there telling me all the good things I did in life, because
Right.
there's just, for every good thing that there's been said, there's another bad thing. So let a speech be given that was given in an amazing. It was given in response to Martin Luther King's assassination.
Are you going to pre-record this speech and give it?
No, it's on YouTube. Yeah, it's called.
Oh, so do you want it just play from YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. It's called "The Mindless Menace of Violence," and it's actually. I've always thought this was more beautiful than a morbid song.
It's very beautiful.
This is actually, though, they played this at Lincoln's funeral. They marched through the streets of Washington and all the streets of the United States, wherever his casket went for a viewing. They played this song. This is Mozart, right? Beethoven.
Yeah, I always thought it was a very beautiful song as well.
But yeah, I mean, I've thought about my funeral, and I've thought, what do I want? I get my flag draped coffin, and that little send off.
Do they do the shots and all that?
They'll probably do a little salute at the grave site. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 gun usually in general. 3 gun salute. At least, well, Grandpa McGinnis, my grandpa, he had a naval ensemble, and I think they did a 3 gun salute, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But yeah, you have to think about that stuff. In fact, having your funeral pre-planned is not necessarily a bad thing, because at the time of your death, the last thing you want your family trying to do is figure out what your last wishes would have been.
Exactly. I think I want this song played at my funeral.
I want "Papa Was a Rolling Stone." "Papa Was a Rolling Stone" will be mine.
That's a good one too. That is a good one too. So, is there any new things that you want to start besides your show?
Horticulture this year. Horticulture.
Okay.
I really want to try growing things.
Okay.
Tomatoes I want to try. I want to try.
Have you ever grown anything in the past?
Not really.
Okay.
Sort of, I've always wanted to have a grain fund, but never really got around to trying it. So I'm gonna try it this year. You know what I mean? And there's some other things I'd like to do. Once I figure out some things and get situated, I'd like to start arrowhead hunting again. That's another thing.
Okay.
I used to like to do. I think you knew about that, Ed.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Some few things I showed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about, because you make a lot of things. What did you make? What did I see you cover up earlier that you had made? Like bread or something? Was it banana bread?
Oh, that was a meatloaf.
Okay.
Yeah, I just made a meatloaf.
Okay.
Just a meatloaf. Good old meatloaf. What's this one?
Casey the chef.
Oh, yeah. Cooking with Casey.
Yeah.
No, but hey, I did get bananas that are really, really ripe. That I'm gonna try making banana bread for.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And you had bought.
Fucking banana bread.
I think that would be. I've always liked cooking, but I'm surrounded by so many good cooks that I don't even really have to cook.
Yeah. I don't want to hear it.
And your friend's mother that made the bread as well.
Oh yeah, Julie's mom.
Yeah.
Julie,
Did you
Julie-
tell her that
Julie-
I ate it all?
I did. Julie, you killed that whole thing.
It didn't last
It
long.
didn't last long.
So today is National Science Fiction Day. Did you know that? National Science Fiction.
You know,
Day.
that reminds me of the best science fiction book I ever read.
What-
Yeah, I
you-
read. So it was called Husband, Slave, Master, Wife. And it is a story, and it's a true story of a slave, of a black female slave, but because of the behavior that went on back then, her skin was very light.
Okay.
So she dressed up as a white man and took her husband, who was a slave, and escaped slavery by taking a train ride from like Baltimore, Maryland, all the way up to New England.
Is this just a story?
It's a real book, yeah.
I mean,
Husband,
did
slave, master, wife.
did
She
this
dressed
really
up as a
happen?
man.
Did this happen?
Yes, she
Oh.
dressed up as a male white slave owner, traveling with her hired man,
To escape?
and that was her husband.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they escape or did
Yeah,
they?
they got away for free.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
great book.
Nice. I had not heard of that. Now I did order a book the other day, and I got an email about it, and it said book was unsuccessfully delivered at 3:50 a.m. I'm like, why are they even trying
Who's
to?
delivering books at 3:50?
I don't know, but that's what the email said. It said 3:50 a.m.
I don't
Not
think I'd want
successful.
an Amazon driver knocking on my door at 3:50
No.
a.m.
No, in the book, I had some kind of a coupon on there, so the book was only like
Book.
it was actually a book on like independent cinema and how to help like some key tips. Like the Duplass brothers,
Mhm.
they've come up with their first movie that I heard of was called Creep. And I was listening to a podcast about it in an interview. He said that movie cost him $500.
Mm.
And it ended up making them like,
All that much money.
yeah, hundreds of thousands. And so it kind of chronicles him and his brother's journey and kind of how to do that. But it's not come in
If I
yet.
handed you a chunk of $100,000 right now, cash money, what would you do? The first thing you buy?
I mean, the first thing that I would buy,
First, I don't care if it's a bottle of water. What do you think it is? If I handed you cash money right here.
I would probably could I just pay off things that I
Yes, you
owe?
can do that. You can do that too. Pay off bills.
Because I was thinking about that today. I was like, I don't really, there's not any, for example, would I want a new car? Sure, but I don't, that's not like my goal for anything, you know? Like, I'm like, when I would actually do things for others, to be honest with you.
Right.
I would, fix my mom's house up a little bit.
So I think I'd do it. I think I'd send my mom and dad on like a world-renowned tour. Like it's the world, the 7 wonders of the world.
Right. I mean, I would do things because honestly, other than not having any bills, other than maybe I would buy all new radio equipment,
We could
build
make-
my
we
own
could make a
studio.
band.
Yeah, I mean,
We
I would
could
do
make
things
a-
like that.
We could make an ACRN, Adam and Casey Radio Network.
Yeah, and I would travel more too.
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably go somewhere every maybe 3 weekends a month.
I mean, I would love to travel, but I love to drive too. I love road.
RV, big RV,
Oh, God, that'd be good living. That or a boat. I was talking today,
a houseboat.
a houseboat with Julie. I said, man, I would love to have a houseboat. I would love to have a houseboat, and they're cheap. You can buy them for
They're
like
not bad.
$10,000.
They're not bad. I thought about looking for the next Airbnb when it gets a little bit warmer, is finding a houseboat.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Just
My
to
dad used
check
to
it
have a
out.
kid go on houseboat trips with his family, and he said he always had the fondest memories.
Yeah. No,
It's fun.
we shot back in I guess 2022 2, I think, Culber Island. One of the scenes we shot on a small houseboat, and it was a lot of fun. We were on it probably 6 to 8 hours.
Really?
Yeah, and yeah, it was fun.
Did you like the X-Files?
You know what?
It's crush on Scully.
I remember the X-Files. I didn't watch a lot of the episodes until later though, because I always worked at the movie theater.
I want to start watching them again because weren't the majority of them UFO and alien related?
At least half.
Yeah.
At least half. There was like a consistent storyline dealing with, like, I think Mulder's sister. He always believed she was abducted. And then there were some like standalone episodes. Maybe they were called like quote monster of the week or whatever. But I did like X-Files. I think it's on Hulu last time I checked.
Yeah.
I think so. But I went to one of my first X-Files was I saw the movie in the theater, and I understood it obviously, but I was like, there's some pieces of the show that I would have needed to know. And then my friend that I mentioned earlier, Talitha, X-Files was one of her favorite shows.
Anything Area 51. Oh gosh, I just hope I live, Adam. I just hope I live long enough for them to finally admit that they have had proof, technology, and evidence that we've been visited for the last millennia.
Right. Now I
I
did
just
go.
want them, I want to know that before I die. That and JFK.
Well, you definitely need to go to Roswell.
Yeah.
Roswell, New Mexico.
I see. To me, that would be sort of a boring trip though, because we're talking 1947.
Yeah.
I mean, the house that was the original ranch where this UFO apparently crashed isn't even there. It's just barren land. So it's like, yeah, it might be neat, but it's not like going to Dealey Plaza in Dallas, Texas, and standing on the X in the middle of the road where
Yeah.
the president of the United States had his head blown off.
Now I was watching. It was a Stephen King. I just watched the little clip
I
that
know what
popped
you're
up.
saying.
You know that clip I'm talking about?
2263.
Yeah.
Yep. One
Have
of the
you-
best miniseries you'll ever watch.
Is it really?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's only like 7 episodes.
So it's really good. I
good.
thought about watching it.
He goes back in time to try and prevent Lee Harvey Oswald from assassinating the president of the United States. So I'm not going to tell you to.
Right. So that little clip is exactly what you're talking about. That he was like, yeah, it happened right over there.
Mhm.
Okay. Now a scientist says alien. This just popped up. Let me go back here. A scientist says aliens may have started life on Earth.
I believe that. I believe that we are hybrids, or you know what I mean, because there's a missing link. They've always said there's a missing link somewhere between Cro-Magnon man and now. There's a missing link.
Right.
So what I think is that somehow our DNA was replicated or manipulated to make ape man more intelligent, and I think that there's been contact ever since. Call me crazy, folks. I know. I didn't believe this crap until I sat on the roof of the apartment building that I'm living in now and saw what we saw together.
What was the last totals? Have you checked the totals on that?
2,700, 2,800. It wasn't bad.
So it's probably over that now at this point. But yeah, this is a MSN article that just popped up 4 minutes ago.
Who's the scientist? Do you mind me asking?
Let's see if I can find.
I'm wondering if it's that Ari guy, the Harvard physicist, astronomer.
Let's see. I'm looking through. I don't see any. Oh, biologist Robert Endes of Imperial College in London.
It says what? Aliens have been around or what?
He said, while the idea of Earth being formed by advanced aliens might violate OCCAM,
Mm-hmm.
Razor from the mainstream science, Andres wrote in a study uploaded to the preprint server, directed panspermia, originally proposed by Francis Crick, remains a speculative but logically open alternative. To translate, an alien origin is wildly unlikely, but not technically impossible, and shouldn't be entirely ruled out.
I love how the government always says that. It says it should, although not likely,
Yeah.
it is possible. Well, you're telling me by theoretical theory that a elephant can hang by his tail to a dandelion over a cliff and not fall. Theoretically,
Theoretically,
it
yes.
could happen.
Yeah, there's always a little catch there, isn't there?
Saying it's like saying my golden retriever Fitzgerald is not a smart dog because he only beat me 3 games out of 6 in chess.
Right.
Doesn't make sense.
Now, let me ask you this. A lot of people are, obsessed with like serial killers and things like that. Do you have an interest in that?
Of how they can get so warped and how they can get so violent. Yeah, I do. Because no matter, I mean, it would have to be the most serious of serious situations where a life is a danger or a family member's in danger for me to even think about wanting to take a life.
Right. Me too.
So when you think about these serial killers, not only are they doing it, but they're enjoying it. They're getting some kind of satisfaction from doing it.
And I couldn't even really, to be honest with you, fathom even hurting someone else.
No,
You know what I mean?
let alone you hear people dismembering, and it's just like, do you just have a separation between reality and fantasy? And here you are, you got somebody in your bathtub, and you're
Well, just like the Rob Reiner son a few weeks ago. I mean,
do that.
is there any particular serial killer that you're more distraught by or disturbed by than any of the others?
Everyone always says Dahmer, but I mean, Gacy was the bad one.
Right.
He was that he's got a picture with Rosalind Carter, Jimmy Carter's wife. And I mean, he lived, you want to talk about somebody living a double life, that psychopath was.
I think BTK also.
Mm-hmm. Didn't he work at a church?
He was the deacon at a church. He had a wife, had a daughter, kept some of the memorabilia in his closet in a box.
How would you like to be a spouse?
Can
and
you
find out that your spouse has murdered 35 women? Like, what do you do? And to find out, oh, by the way, you've got 2 or 3 kids with this guy.
Yeah. I mean, that has to be like.
It's like Lee Harvey Oswald's wife, and he's still got 2 daughters that are living.
Right. I mean,
And
the
he
trauma.
never stay in court.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah, but it seems like there are a lot of people a lot of serial killers, and do you think there are as many now as there were in the past?
I think there's more. I think there's more because you've got this level of fantasy, and AI is now creeping in. And
Yes.
you've got all these other outside elements that are coming in, and it's just flaming some of these individuals that are so psychotic that nowadays you have somebody going out and committing a crime because they just played it on a video game 15 minutes earlier, whereas in 1880, Lizzie Borden?
Yeah, Lizzie Borden.
Yeah, Lizzie Borden chopped her family up with an axe.
Yeah. Well, now you can go immediately and find a podcast about it. You can find a show about it. You can find an influencer about it.
Unsolved crime,
Yeah.
or new crime, or
I even covered. I did a series called The Dark Place
Yeah.
2 years ago. I think we did 16 episodes, and I mainly did child killers though.
right, and that's part of what 600 Days in the Hole is going to be. Is I would love to have guests. I would love to have guests that have been through something tortures of their own, so that they can describe their own pain, not just mine,
Right.
and not just pain, but scared,
Right.
fear.
I'm excited to really
I think it's going to be a good exploration.
I do too. Now, what do you think about we're 26 years basically into the 2000s?
It's hard to believe that this 9/11 will be 25 years.
Wow,
It'll be 25 years.
and that would be equivalent to like what when we were young?
Well, when I was 21 years old and that happened, I hadn't even been born yet.
That was crazy.
So
25 years ago. And I don't think a lot of the younger generation really
they don't know.
no.
And but we said that the older generation said that about us. Our
Yes.
generation too, though.
Yeah.
Like, oh, these kids are. Oh.
That is very that is very true.
Archie Bunker said that about our generation many, many times ago.
Now MTV just shut down MTV. They took down all the music. MTV is gone now.
Really? It's just all talk shows and crap.
Yeah.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
And I don't even know if it's called MTV, but I know the music division,
Music
like
television.
it's dead as we know it. And
We all saw that coming.
yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you honestly the last time I even tuned into MTV.
I never tuned into it when I was a kid. I liked classic rock for as a kid. So when I was a kid growing up, like Jethro Tull, and that's who I liked. And I
Right.
didn't see a lot of radio. You had the radio stations playing, Vanilla Ice and all that other stuff. And
Yeah.
I liked some of that growing up, but I liked older music growing up.
Okay.
I liked the
Okay.
50s music.
So that would have been very difficult to find anything like that because I honestly gravitated more toward the VH1 music than I did
Yeah.
the MTV. I mean, there were some MTV, but like for example, the year 2000 was a golden era of music. This is from the nostalgia.buzz.
All them boy bands.
Yep, you got NSYNC, Britney Spears. You've got Bon Jovi. It's My Life came out. Who Let the Dogs Out? Remember
Mhm.
that song that
Yep.
came out in the year 2000? In the year 2000, you had Gladiator. You had American Psycho. Castaway came out.
I remember Castaway coming out. I saw that in the theater.
Me too.
With my ad.
In TV, you had Survivor. The reality show kicked off a new era of television. I've never watched one episode of Survivor.
Really?
I've never watched it before.
Not even the original.
Nope. CSI started. Malcolm in the Middle and Big Brother started. In the tech world, the camera phone, the introduction of the camera phone
Do you
changed.
remember that?
Yeah.
Remember how grainy those first photos were?
Yes.
Flip phones.
Which I didn't really have a cell phone until I think 2005 is when I first had one. I think.
I think I had one either my senior year of high school or the year after, but I remember it was Cellular One. Was
Okay.
the name of the company.
Okay. I do remember a company called that.
Yeah.
The USB flash drive replaced the floppy disk.
Yep, I remember that. 'Cause it was huge. You could just put it on your keychain and go.
Yep. PlayStation 2 came out and eHarmony started.
You don't have to be. I know it's a different company, but you don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com.
Let's see, Napster started.
Yep.
And that Jennifer Lopez green Versace dress that Trey Parker and Matt Stone wear, that started in 2000. And Total Request Live TRL on MTV started.
Wow.
And sporting highlights, you had the Olympics were in Sydney, Australia. Did you watch those?
Mm-hmm.
Tiger Woods Grand Slam. He became the youngest golfer to achieve a career Grand Slam. The Lakers won the NBA championship with Shaquille O'Neal. Yankees won the World Series. And Vince Carter's dunk contest performance wins him the dunk champion. So
And
those
that's
are some of the things that happened 26, I guess.
Crazy.
Wow, I do think we mentioned it the other night. I do think 2025 went by quickly.
It was a fast year.
Yes.
It was a fast year.
And you said it started bad but got better along the
I
way?
think we're progressively getting better. It didn't start bad necessarily, but it certainly didn't start out the way I would like.
Right.
But you know what? That's a beautiful thing about the sunrise and the sunset. We get to try it again.
Yeah.
Every day.
Now, how's this year started off for you? We're 2 days in, about to be 3.
3 days in. I had a good day today. I was productive. Got to spend some time with a friend, and yeah, it was a good day. And I got to watch. So remember last week we said we were watching talked about
Sister Act, yeah.
Yeah, I got to watch Sister Act.
Okay. I've not watched Sister Act in probably 20 years, to be honest with you.
Funny flick for a Catholic.
I've never seen the second one, though.
No. Yeah, I've seen the second one.
Okay.
Back in the Habit.
Back in the Habit. But yeah, now, are you going to start any new hobbies? You said growing?
Growing. Yeah, I want to start a garden. I would love to grow something that you could sell. Like, how these people during certain years sell pansies, like they sell
Yeah.
how these massive grow operations. I would just like to try to sell something like original or something that's like not normal, like a flower that's like
I think you could do that.
orchid or something. And
I think that's cool.
You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Now, why do you think that? I was thinking about this earlier today, actually, over the last little bit. And it seems like for some people, it's easier for them to develop good habits as opposed to bad habits.
Mhm.
And some people just seem to fall clearly, maybe not quote bad habits, but habits that aren't as good for them.
Right.
Do you have any kind of insight of why that would be, like the psychology behind that?
No, because I'm a perfect example.
Really?
Because I have good habits and I have bad habits. And then some of my bad habits back in the day, I drank too much and tried using some illicit things in the back in the day, like probably most of us have done.
Right.
We live, we learn, we grow. Right.
Right. Now, but now though, like I feel like as an older as we've gotten older, I feel it's easier to be able to consciously choose to make these good habits
It is.
and realize when you're making the bad ones. Not that even dismissing that, I've made bad habits in the past, but continuing the cycle of the bad habits.
Tell you what, when that Holy Spirit convicts me, I know right away I got to make it right. And I'm not out here, thumping my Bible and out here preaching right now, but I'm telling you right now, that Holy Spirit will let you know when you have deviated from the path.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, just like earlier on the way here today, not that I curse a lot, but I'm trying to not curse, and mainly in times of upset.
When you're angry, when you're
Yes,
frustrated.
and I'm trying to get to, I'm trying not to get to that point, because in all honesty,
It's good for nobody.
no, it's good for no one, and it's pretty much you're letting yourself get riled up and upset and flustered, and who needs that in their life?
Throwing yourself inside.
Yeah, I agree. Killing me softly.
Killing you softly. Yep. I mean, and that's the thing. You got to dwell on your own self, and sometimes it is good to be selfish, but you have to stop at a certain point. I mean, lift up the underdogs of the world, folks. Lift up the underdogs of the world. There's too many of us out there. A smile, a handshake
Can go a long way.
can go such a long way.
Now, let's talk about space tourism in 2030. Now, I know, it's 4 years off now, and this is probably not possible. Maybe it is possible. But would you take a vacation, if possible, to Mars?
Hell no.
What about a
I'm afraid of
lunar?
heights.
Really? You're afraid of heights?
I don't think I could do the flight. I don't think I could. No, I
You don't
do
think
not.
you could?
No. Whoop. Especially, I mean, at least if you're on an airliner, you've got the Ted Stryker capability of finding a passenger to line that bad boy. I don't think I'm going to be landing no spaceship on Mars.
Let's see. How long does it take to get to Mars? Do you know?
6 months.
6 months?
We could get there in 6 months, I think they said. Would I go? HE double hockey stick? No.
No. What if they had dwindled it down and was like, you can get there in like a week?
No.
Really? Free trip. Hey, Casey, I'm going to Mars.
Take my mortal remains. Stake me up out there and say he was here.
What about if we could go to the moon?
We can't go there.
I mean, us, you and I.
Like right now?
Well, like people.
No, I don't think I could deal with the
height.
The taking off of the no.
Okay. I think I could be okay until you get out of the Earth's atmosphere. Like,
Yeah,
that
you're
guy
looking down and you're like, oh.
Like, that guy, did he go to like the edge of the earth and then jump off?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I couldn't do it. I could not do that. What about skydiving? Could you do that?
I want to.
I was asked one time, and I wish that I would have.
I would have to be heavily medicated. Seriously tranquilized out of that door.
But you would just want a GoPro so you could record it on the way down.
Yeah, but I'd be tranquilized out by them.
So
There's no way I'd be able to do that sound minded.
Now, what would you be able to get into the plane to go to the altitude where you're jumping? Could you
I
do
could get
that?
in the plane, but I couldn't have them tap me on the back. All right, go.
I couldn't either.
No way.
I don't think I could. And that's one reason I've not went up, because I'm like, if I go up,
I will chicken out at the last minute. And
Now-
waste $300.
no, if it was between the two, what do you think would be more difficult?
What?
Jumping out of the plane, skydiving, or going up in a hot air balloon?
Like jumping out of the air, skydiving.
You think that?
I'd go up in a hot air balloon all day.
I don't know if I could go. I don't know. Like,
What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to fall.
I know,
You're not
but
going to slam necessarily. Don't
How-
have backup balloon.
how high do they go? Like, because
They have backup balloons.
some of them do. I don't know. I want to go. I checked on it one time, and it was a couple of $100 to do it.
I moved from the hot air balloon capital of the world, Ashland, Ohio.
Oh, is that really? Do they have like a
They have a
balloon?
huge balloon festival every year. Where
Okay.
it's like thousands of balloons go up.
Now, New Mexico and Albuquerque has a balloon festival as well.
Yeah.
Did you go out and look at it? I think they're
Oh
beautiful.
yeah. In fact, my ex-wife, there's a picture of her sitting next to the barn, and there's just like hot air balloons all around. It's just a beautiful.
Were you tempted to do that?
No, it's just never been my thing.
Okay.
I have to be tranquilized just to fly to Cleveland.
Now you don't like any heights then, because you kind of live in a high.
Yeah, but I don't pay attention to the stairs.
Okay, because the stairs you look down and you can see right through them.
I count them as I go up.
Now, when you first came there, did you know about the stairs like that?
No,
Did that kind of freak you out?
it did when I got to the top, and I'm like, ooh.
Okay.
The only thing that's separating me and the 150-foot drop is this great iron stair.
So
I
you
know
don't.
it's sturdy.
So when you're walking down those stairs or up, you don't even look down at the stairs.
No, sometimes mostly I count them.
Okay.
Is that weird? That's not.
There's 40, I
I
think,
know there is. I think it's 40 or 45.
because I've counted them too. I don't have a problem with it, but I do have a problem with some heights.
I just don't like being in control. My brother is a airline pilot for United Airlines. The guy loves this crap.
I don't think I could do that.
I don't like having nothing between me and 35,000 feet
Yeah.
other than this aluminum fuselage flying in the air. It scares me.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that either. I don't like tall bridges, going across bridges.
That I don't mind.
Like when the bridge goes up elevated,
That's one in Tampa.
that bothers
every
me.
morning to Bubba.
See, I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, every morning to
Now
Bubba.
coming down doesn't bother
Skyway
me,
Bridge.
but it's going up and not being able to see the other side.
That's the nightmare I have.
It just feels like you're going to drive off into oblivion.
Mhm.
Or I'm afraid I'll have like a bout of a panic attack and just drive off the side of the bridge.
You know, at the top of the bridge on the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, they have emergency call boxes for jumpers.
Do they? Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ride a bicycle on there either.
No, you don't see bicycles on this.
It's too windy, wouldn't it?
No,
It'd be
yeah.
wouldn't be what
They shut it down for if it's too windy for travel.
really.
Vehicle travel.
And yeah, you have to go like
There's
an
the whole
alternate
bridge
way.
control.
Shake.
The suspension bridge.
Oof. I wouldn't like that at all.
Crazy, man.
I wouldn't like that at all. It is 10:54 on 92.5 WLSD The Vault. And I'm thinking about doing a little bit of kind of a digital detox in the new year. I'm still going to keep, active with the shows and things like that. But I think I'm going to not have as much personal things on there. I think creating a great show for people to listen to and for them to come visit the station. And I think that's all the attention that I want to try to have in this year.
Digital detox is a good idea, I think. I mean, heck, I'm during Lent this year for the Catholic faith. Maybe my Lent will be putting down Facebook for the remainder of the year, or who knows?
Well, I took the actual app off of my screen.
Okay, so it's
So-
more difficult for you to get to now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It
then,
really is. It's just I love keeping in contact and seeing what's up with my high school friends
right.
and some family, but enough. I don't know. It's just like you're right. Sometimes it's too much. It's
Yeah.
information overload.
Yeah. Because I was really open a lot of the times in 2025
Yeah, you were.
and, vulnerable.
Mhm.
And I'll just do that on the show.
Yeah, just do it on the show.
Yeah.
now.
Not personal.
Keep it on the show.
So yeah, please stay.
We'll call it.
Yes, the show low. So please go to all the social media. That is the Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. The Other People Show. And Casey and I will be back in just a moment because we're going to dive into. You said it is one of your favorite
It
movies.
is. It truly is. Yeah. It is.
And did you actually see this movie in the theater?
No, because this came out, I think it's 80 or 79, right?
Yeah, I think 79.
Yeah, so I never saw it in the theater.
Okay.
But one of my favorite musical artists is in that. Well, a lot of them are, but
Yeah.
my absolute favorite one is.
Okay, so we'll be
Yeah.
back in just a moment for Real Talk on 92.5 WLSD The Vault. Let me change the thing right here.
I have mine like muted down here.
I think it's good because I got mine on.
Okay.
right, let me get some music for.
I used to love Steve Winwood.
Oh, me too.
Love me some Steve Winwood.
My grandmother had, and I still have it, two Steve Winwood cassette tapes. And it's actually roll with it. Yeah, it's this album actually.
Someone else, that one. But yeah, John Lee Hooker's my favorite.
Make it miss. And welcome to another episode of Real Talk on 92.5 WLSD The Vault, 11 p.m. on Friday, January 2nd. Join with me tonight, Casey. Hey, Casey.
Good to be with you.
And we're diving into the classic movie, The Blues Brothers.
Great song. And this is actually John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd.
I thought so.
Mhm. That's John Belushi right there. Yeah, that's John Belushi. So you can hear him. You hear John Belushi?
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to dive into the Blues Brothers tonight. If you would kindly go to all the social media pages, that's the Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, The Other People Show. And this episode, as well as many, many more, will be up probably 1 a.m.
For listening and viewing pleasure.
Yes. Now, you want to tell us a little bit about the plot of the Blues Brothers?
I don't know, Adam. You're so good at telling stories.
Well, it's about Jake Blues rejoins his brother Elwood after being released from prison. But the duo has just days to reunite their old R&B band and save the Catholic home where the two were raised, outrunning the police as they tear through the Chicago streets.
Right. And you know, the old R&B band was called the Blues Brothers.
The Blues Brothers.
And they grew up in a foster Catholic home, in a orphanage, and they were biological brothers by blood. And they grew up in the Catholic, basically a place for children with no homes that are teenagers, and
Right.
so Jake gets out of jail to find that they're in financial ruin and about to close.
So they set out to reunite the old band, try to raise the money and pay the taxes
yeah,
on the
back
or.
taxes were $5,000.
Yes.
They had to come up with $5,000 in a week.
Now this movie came out June 20th, 1980.
Okay, what date?
June 20th, 1980.
Okay, yeah. So I was born July 1st. Maybe that's why I like the movie so much.
It opened up in the number 2 spot behind Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
And the let's see, I'm trying to look and see what else was out at the time. There's not a lot of information.
There probably wasn't many movies out at the time.
Cheech and Chong's next movie was out.
Figured.
My Bodyguard, Oh Heavenly Dog. So there were a few things out, but Box Office Mojo, Caddyshack came out a few
That was
weeks
a great
later.
movie, too. Great movie right there.
But this was director John Landis. He also directed Animal House, Coming to America, Spies Like Us, and Trading Places, among others. So he had a good knack for great comedic classics, really.
Yeah.
Because I would say most of those I would consider classics,
My favorite movie growing up was Animal House.
which also starred John.
Dr. John Belushi. Big Belushi fan growing up.
And he was in Animal House. He was in the Steven Spielberg comedy 1941. Which I didn't realize this, but when I was doing some research about it, or about the Blues Brothers, 1941 was considered a failure.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I can honestly say, as a Belushi fan, that I've never seen 1941 through and through.
I've never seen it. I can see the poster
I see it
in my
picture of
mind.
him with that leather aviator cap on.
Yes.
Aviator goggles.
Yep. And then there's a plane like in the
Never seen the
background.
movie.
I've never seen it either. So yeah, and then he did this movie right after that. Now this cast is a big, big cast, but the
I don't
main
think there's ever
players.
been a cast put together that's gotten so many musicians involved.
No, and this is just a few. You've got John Belushi as Jake, Dan Aykroyd as Elwood. You got James Brown in there, Cab Calloway, Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, Carrie Fisher. I'd forgotten that she was the mystery woman.
Yep.
John Candy, Twiggy, John Lee Hooker, um, Frank Oz, who was also in Star Wars,
Right.
John Landis, and there are many more, but that's just
The list goes on.
Yeah.
And on.
yeah. So
Carrie Fisher was in there. She played the role of Jake's ex-fiance that he left standing at the altar.
and she's constantly trying to blow him up.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if you knew this, because I didn't know this, that Dan Aykroyd was engaged to Carrie Fisher.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Because she got choked on a Brussels sprout behind the scenes in this movie, and he saved her life.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Didn't last long, though, huh?
No, but I had no idea that they were even engaged.
I never knew that. That's one of those stories that are America's untold story.
Yeah. And the another thing, I don't know if I put it on the facts list, was that John Belushi made $500,000, donated $200,000, and Dan Aykroyd only made $200,000 from the movie
Isn't that
because
crazy?
John Belushi was considered the bigger star.
Major role.
Yep, at the time. John Belushi was also nicknamed the Black Hole because he went through hundreds of pairs of sunglasses during production. He would do a scene and then lose the pair before filming the next scene.
Yeah. Break them or we'll lose them, right?
And there's none.
Real one.
Is there a scene in the movie where they don't have sunglasses on?
Only one.
Okay.
There's only one when Jake, during the movie. There's probably more than one, but
There's not
when
many
he's
though.
trying to save his life to Carrie Fisher's,
Okay,
and he rips his sunglasses
Yeah.
off and he kisses her.
that's right.
That's the one time he takes his. You can clearly see John Belushi's
Yeah.
eyes in that movie.
Because most of the movie they both have it. A world record at the time, there were 103 cars wrecked during filming. The Junkyard from 1982 broke the record 2 years later, wrecking 150, and then the record held for 2 decades until over 300 Cadillacs were wrecked during the filming of The Matrix Reloaded in 2003.
Crazy.
I had forgotten. I remember the car chase, but I had forgotten like some of it, like through the mall.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that part.
Yeah, that's the best part. May I buy this, Miss Piggy?
Well, that mall was actually scheduled
For
for
demolition.
yes, but after the filming, the mall remained until 2012.
Yeah, it was up. People were going there, and you could still see like the old Toys R Us and
Yeah,
stuff like
that would be so
Yeah,
cool.
go on YouTube and look at.
Oh, I'll have to do that.
It's fun. You go on YouTube and look up Blues Brothers Mall
Okay,
before demolition, and it's really cool.
Okay.
Still things from the movie.
I would definitely have to go and check that out. The Bluesmobile that was drove under the elevated train at 118 miles per hour. The crew got permission to clear the street for 200 plus mile per hour passes. Stunt pedestrians were added after the first pass to add realism. And, this movie has some of the best car chase scenes.
Yeah. And they're nonstop.
No, it reminded me, if I had to think anything, and not as far as wreckage, but a nonstop road movie would have been maybe Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, that would be the only one that
Yeah.
would be even in the same category.
And there's not nearly as many collisions in that,
No,
but it's a constant.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't they try to do that with Cannonball Run?
Cannonball Run. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the whole that had Bert in it too, though.
I think so.
Yeah, I think Bert was in Cannonball.
Was it basically the same
Same
kind
thing,
of?
yeah, it was the same thing. You had that series of movies out that all came out within the same, and they all had huge car chases.
Yes. Yeah. Well, this movie, and this was 1980, so it was probably made in 79, cost $27.5 million.
Can you imagine? Look at how many vehicles alone they shut down the city of Chicago
Yes.
to film it.
Yes, this brought $18 million in revenue to the city for shooting in it.
That's crazy.
But when I looked at the budget, I knew it was a lot. But most of that, because I told you the Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi how much they got paid, so the majority of that was for vehicles. It had to have been,
At least the
and paying. You've got a lot of good musicians in there too.
Yeah.
So you got to pay for that. But this was a financial success, making 57.2 million in America and worldwide 115.2.
think of that for a minute though. $115.2 million.
It's like 300
And
today.
Jake made 500 grand.
Yeah.
500 grand. And that movie totaled over $100 million. How
Yeah.
now how does that work? Since you're a little bit on the fringe of the movie business, how does that work when they show the film or the show in a rerun? Do they get
They get
royalties
residuals.
every time?
Yes.
So
Yes.
let's say the Blues Brothers is on 4 times on IFC.
Then Dan Aykroyd or John Belushi, I don't know what their deal would be, but they could
They
even
go
get.
some kind of royalty.
I mean, they send checks. This is not a joke. I received a check one time for 3 cents.
Hmm.
I mean, the money it takes to send the check
Costs
is
more
often
than
more than the check.
Mhm.
Because I was in like a commercial one time and it aired, and I didn't even have a line in the commercial. I just walked through it.
Right.
But I got it. I only got it twice, and it was both like 3 cents.
At least you got some
I haven't. I don't think I ever cashed them because I mean, I was just like, what? But yeah, I heard Malcolm from Malcolm in the Middle talking about how he would get checks because the show would air in different countries too. So sometimes he would get a check for like $15. God, can you imagine
Super
that?
terrific check, right? Well, I said there's a Seinfeld episode of him
Yes,
where he got the checks
yes.
for the super terrific happy hour.
And Japan, that's a good episode. And his friend thinks that he needs money so bad that he's signing these checks that he gets like 5 cents.
Hello, 20 cents. Help him. The carpal tunnel.
Yes.
Hello, 20 cents.
That's a funny episode as well. So yeah, this has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 71%, audience score of 92%, and IMDb at 7.9.
Is that good? 7.9?
Yeah, that's on the higher side. So yeah, the basic plot of the story is just what Casey and I said. They're basically trying to get the band back together to raise the money to pay the taxes on the
Back taxes for the Catholic charity.
Yep, which is $5,000.
And if they can make that back, then the charity stays open. The kids still have a home and an orphanage to live at, and the Blues Brothers can spend their rest of their days in jail, probably
Yes.
paying for all the car
Parking.
crashes.
Yes. Well, what
Traffic.
kind of leads to this whole car chase? It's where they
They
get
got
pulled over
over in a traffic stop, and he had a suspended license, and the cop
because he'd had like 57,
Yeah.
like
impound car,
yes.
arrest driver.
and that pretty much sets everything in
Yeah.
motion as far as like
And that's from when they picked his brother up from prison.
yes.
Dang, you're gonna get me right back in the slammer.
Because the only time that they're ever not being chased, well, they're being pretty much chased the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
But there's only a few little scenes where we're singing because this is kind of. Would you consider this a musical?
Yes.
I'd forgotten that there was as much singing and stuff as there
That's
were.
absolutely a musical. I think it was the first real, let's say, musical that was brought to adaptation from TV to film, because it was originally a skit on SNL.
Right.
It wasn't a movie yet.
That's
So
right.
They turned it into a movie.
And this was the first SNL movie,
Mhm.
The Blues Brothers.
Right.
Have you seen many of the other SNL movies?
I mean, there's so many. I mean, right? All the Chris Farleys, were they SNL movies?
They were like produced from SNL, but movies as far as like characters on the show,
Yeah.
like A Night at the Roxbury,
Yeah.
Superstar,
Superstar. I
The
remember.
Ladies' Man.
And a lot of those were flops.
Yeah,
And that's why I think the Blues Brothers is a success compared to all those.
the two major successes were the Blues Brothers and Wayne's World.
I mean, okay.
Even Wayne's World 2 was a little bit of a disappointment.
I didn't like it at all. I don't think
I don't think I watched.
the entire movie.
I don't think I've watched it all.
No.
There was a SNL movie called It's Pat.
Yeah, now that that was one of the best skits I think SNL ever had. Was It's Pat?
It was a funny skit.
The androgynous. They couldn't tell if it was a male or female.
Yes, the androgynous misfit whose gender is
See-
never
See
revealed.
if the It's Pat theme songs.
Let's see.
You gotta play that.
Okay.
I know we're sidetracking, but it's worth it.
Yeah, let's
It's
see.
called It's Pat theme song. See, it's all right.
I don't even know if I know this song.
It's from the 90s SNL. I don't know. It would be considered a 80. Yeah, it was 80s. It was late 80s when that skit came out. It's Pat the androgynous. You know how Pat is a unisex name?
Yeah.
So it's like the skit goes along that same. I don't know.
Let's see if I could find it on here.
It's hard to find, probably. It's Pat theme song.
Let's-
SNL.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find it.
Probably. I mean, it might not be on there. It was such a one-time wonder skit. That was the name of it. It's Pat.
I was really surprised that this, like, Pat was one of the movies that they chose to make.
Out of all the SNL care, and what was the other one of the Jungle Gardens guy?
They did one called let's see what it was.
Jeremy something, the Safari guy that
I can't find it.
I don't know.
This might be it right here. Let's see if this is it.
I don't know. Yes.
I remember this.
I like this. It's time. It's time for androgyny. So horrible.
It's Pat.
It's bad.
But out of all the movies that they chose that one.
Out of all the skits, they could have done a James Brown Celebrity Hot Tub. They could have done a Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. They chose Pat. And Stuart Smalley. Remember?
Yeah, Stuart Smalley.
I'm
Yeah.
great enough. I'm smart enough. And gosh darn it, people like.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes. Al Franken.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about the characters of the Blues Brothers?
I think they're great. I think that what's also awesome about the Blues Brothers is that they went on tour after the movie made its debut
That would have
as
been
the actual band.
if you'd have seen
Put out
them
their
in
own
person.
record.
That would
Could
have
you
been.
imagine seeing Belushi. Yep, it came.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Sorry about that, folks.
That's okay.
But yeah, it came out and it literally went from the movie release to them going on tour as the band.
That would have been very cool to be able to see that in person. Not only see that, but then, 2 years later,
Right.
John Belushi is no longer with
Yeah.
us. So no one probably, maybe those close to him may have
People
known.
back then saw it coming with him like we saw it coming with Farley.
Possibly because I did read that he did one time during filming, he was late during filming and he had wandered into someone else's home and ate a lot of their food and did drugs in their house.
Right.
So
Isn't that the way? If you're gonna do either of those things, it's better just to
I guess that's the way to do it.
There's Ray Charles. Yeah, this is shake your tail feather.
Now, another little tidbit was that a lot of like Aretha Franklin had went through a slump when this movie had come out.
Yeah.
And this movie kind of revigorated her career.
Did.
But she also had a little bit of her and Ray Charles had a little bit of problems lip syncing.
Yeah.
So they kind of added.
They had a lot of live elements
yeah,
to it.
yeah.
Actually. Ray Charles did a lot of live. In fact, I think this was one of the live ones. This wasn't ad libbed. I don't know.
No, is Ray Charles still
No,
alive?
he passed away
But
years ago.
I was going to say 10 years ago.
Yeah, 2010 maybe.
Did he pass away before his movie?
Yes, I think so.
I can't remember.
I want to say yeah. I don't know though. This was such a good song too.
Wow, he died in 2004.
Okay. So yeah,
So, and I think the movie was like 2005 or 6.
what?
Ray Charles movie.
Yeah, that was probably like 07, 08, maybe.
So-
maybe 06.
So yeah, he probably
He
didn't
probably
get
never
to see it.
to see it.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was a great scene when they're all in his Ray's record shop, and this is when they're trying out his equipment before they buy it for the band.
Yeah.
And so Ray Charles breaks out. I mean, you just can't get better than that.
It's feel good music too. I like it.
Yeah.
I really do.
John Lee Hooker, though, is my all-time favorite musician when it comes to blues, and he sang a song in there called "Boogie Chillin'."
Let's see if I can find it here.
Boogie Chillin', and it's. I mean, there's just so many songs in here, Adam, that are good, but then they became great over the years, and these people are all in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Every single one.
Every single one of them. Now, what is this the only movie that John Lee Hooker is
Probably.
in?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they use his music a lot.
That's what I thought.
On the commercials and stuff for the TV. Yeah, this is
I think John Lee. Excuse me. I think he was born an old blues man.
Yeah. Yep. Well, my mom, he's basically singing about how his mom didn't let him go out and she let him stay all night long. But this was playing in the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
This was in the Blues Brothers. But his most famous song is Boom Boom. Everyone's heard Boom
Yeah.
Boom.
I've heard that one in a lot of movies too.
Yeah.
That
Commercials.
one, yeah, commercials. Now, what would be your favorite scene in this movie?
So they've done with the concert. They've outrun John Candy's on John Belushi's ex-wife, and they get in the car and they're getting ready to head to Chicago. And Dan Aykroyd turns to John Candy and he says, "It's 103 miles to Chicago. It's dark. We're wearing cigarettes." And we're wearing sunglasses and we're smoking cigarettes. And they have to go, and that's when the whole police chase starts to Chicago.
Okay.
That whole drive after the concert. So I don't know, that or probably that or when they went and pretended that they were a country band.
That's a good one
Ray's
too.
Country Bunker. And they started playing blues and they tore the place down.
I do like the Dixie Square Mall chase scene.
That's a good one.
But I also like the chase scene. What is it? Where they're being chased, I think, by the Illinois Nazis.
Oh yeah, because they blasted them off of the bridge.
Yeah.
And so then
And I like when and I'd forgotten about this. With that car, like it just keeps falling.
It was a gremlin.
Yes.
A little gremlin car.
And they really did do that.
I wonder where it landed.
I
wonder if there's footage of that thing landing or them testing that.
I know.
I would love to see
But
it.
when I saw that, because the Blues Brothers stop at the bridge,
Right.
then they back up,
Mhm.
and then as they're backing up, don't they go over top of the gremlin?
I don't know if they go on top of it, but they basically went on top of it and then they were having the protest on the bridge.
Yeah. And then the gremlin just keeps going, and then it starts dropping
you
down.
see it like waving.
Yes.
It's like incredible heights that you would never see a car.
No. I mean, it's thousands of feet in the air. It's as tall as the Sears Tower.
Yeah.
So that made me laugh a lot.
The Boom Boom's another good one he made. I mean, and that's the good part about the plot is funny, the actors are good,
Yeah.
the music's phenomenal. What can you ask for in a film?
And it never stops. There's not a slow part in the movie. We know what we think about the score and the music.
No, I'm giving it a 10, but 10.
Let's go back to the soundtrack a little bit. I mean, this has, like you said, they went around and they put out an album,
Mhm.
like an actual album called.
Thought the Katie was a good one.
Let's see here.
Cab Calloway's in there singing. I mean, they're just everything in there is perfect.
Briefcase Full of Blues was their album in
My
1978.
dad has that album.
Really?
I remember seeing it. It's a picture of Jake and Elwood on the cover with a briefcase handcuffed to Jake's arm or Elwood's arm.
You're right.
Yep.
You are right.
Mhm. I can see it like yesterday.
And they had some hit singles: "Soul Man,"
Yep.
number 14; "Rubber Biscuit," 37; "Give Me Some Love," "Give Me Some Lovin',"
Mhm.
18; "Who's Making Love" at 39, and then it looks like they had another album in 1980 called "Made in America."
Oh yeah. Now I bet you that's a rare record to come by.
Yeah.
I would love to see it.
And this is to support the film. The band embarked on a 22-day tour in North America.
If there's any listeners out there that love the Blues Brothers or have some Blues Brothers memorabilia or posters, please let me know. I would love to come over and
That would be cool.
see that. I mean, that's just it's one of your favorite movies. You'd love to just appreciate all the good music, and I mean, there's probably records that you could buy at yard sales, and just good music.
Now, how
It
did you
sounds
say
great
that
on LP too?
How did you say you discovered this movie?
Well, my dad is a big lover of the blues. That's all he listens to is blues. This kind of blues, real blues, not like R&B, like
Right.
like real blues. John Lee Hooker, Muddy Waters, Blues Boy Willie, Aretha Franklin,
So you kind
Lisa
of
Sal.
grew up in this
Yeah.
kind of musical.
Mhm.
Okay.
blues.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
I think blues, and I also like. I know this is rhythm and blues, but I also like jazz as well.
Mm-hmm.
I do like jazz. I used to listen to jazz when I would drive a lot until I got kind of tired because I'd be
Yeah.
driving in the AM hours.
Yeah.
So about 2-3 a.m. Okay, no more jazz.
Sugar Plum Mountain. Yeah, I keep driving.
What do you think about originality of this movie?
Couldn't get more original.
Yeah.
Couldn't get more
Especially in
original.
1979.
And the plot about the part about the Catholic Church coming into it and all that. John Belushi grew up very Catholic.
Okay.
He went to Catholic school, so
They incorporated that into the movie.
Yep.
Now, Dan Aykroyd also originally had a 300-page script that was thicker than the phone book, they said.
No kidding.
And he wrote it, not formatted like a typical script.
Mm-hmm.
And it was director John Landis's, it was his job, one of his jobs. We've got to make this script filmable. And they turned it into what they did.
Yep.
What do you think about the poster?
Which one was it? Which one did you post? I forget.
There's a couple of different, but I usually there's a couple of different ones.
Is it the one with them sitting on the hood of the car?
I think so.
That's one of my favorite pictures.
Yep, it is. Oh, actually, they're standing in front of the car.
Yeah.
It was. I don't know if you can see it. Oh,
yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, they're standing in front of like the steel yard or something like that.
And I love the fact that it's a line early on when they pull up and they're like, that lady's like, "Are you all in a cop car or something?" Is that
No,
what she
she goes,
said?
"Are you the police?"
Oh, yeah,
She
are
goes,
you the
"No, man,
police?"
we're musicians.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're musicians.
Yeah, that line made me laugh. Would you recommend this? Why would you recommend this,
I
Casey?
would recommend it for anyone who loves music. It doesn't matter what kind of music you love. You like R&B, you better watch this movie, man, because not only is it funny, if you like classic comedy, if you like those Animal House type movies that are just crazy and off the wall, it's got good music and comedy, you can't go any better.
I agree with you. And this is the feel good movie. Like when
Yes.
I wasn't in a bad mood when I first started watching, but I was indifferent.
Yeah.
But by the time I finished watching it, I had like a smile on my.
Funny how
Yeah.
the blues music can actually bring you joy in
Yeah.
there.
And this was the first time I'd seen this in quite a while.
Yeah.
And I'd forgotten honestly that Carrie Fisher was the ex fiance.
Fiance that he left at the altar.
Yeah.
Left her at the altar. Could you imagine doing
No.
that to somebody?
No.
I could never do that. I would never do such a thing.
No, I couldn't do that either. Thank you all for tuning into the show tonight. It was fun, Casey. It was a good one. Not sure what we're going to dive into next week, but be sure to check out all the social media pages. That's the Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. The Other People Show. Casey,
Adam,
have a good night.
you too.
Oh,